You're entering the future-ready CNBC TV18 eBix Cash Studio.
All right, well, we've been talking about the clean energy push around the world and in the country. Thermax actually announced an order which is, somewhat in that direction. The company is looking at a flue gas desulphurisation systems project. The value of this order is about 830 crores from what I gathered. Ashish Bhandari, MD and CEO of Thermax, is joining in to tell us more about this. Ashish, good morning. Thanks for joining in. So this is for, I think, a private sector power player. Tell us, with this order, how much does power contribute to you? And I'm guessing this is sort of the clean air, filterization system, right? How much does power contribute, and what kind of margins would an order like this fetch?
Good morning to you and to all your viewers. First, so the order is 830 crores, and it is indeed with a private player. Margins for these kinds of orders historically have been quite tight. These are quite competitive projects, and the industry overall in previous such projects actually did not do a good job as we delivered those projects and maintained profitability through those. So this one, we hope we will execute much better and deliver profitability in line with the larger Thermax business. That's the expectation. We all know what commodity prices have been doing lately. So this is all with the expectation that commodity prices, we have some modicum of control. And that's the big unknown as we look forward. Overall, as a business, power contributes about, depending on the period, but about 10 to 20% of the larger Thermax business.
Okay. So what are the different areas that Thermax can now participate in over the next 12 to 18 months? And in this move to clean energy, and what kind of order visibility do you have? If you can just put it down for us in terms of key numbers.
Sure. So we think of Thermax as clean energy, clean water, clean air. Yeah, so those are the three pillars that define the company. Overall, about 70% of our order book currently on a typical quarter is green. And on the green side, we are leading in areas around biomass, providing energy with all kinds of biomass, whether it's bio-CNG, power with biomass, even steam with biomass. On the other side, we are increasing our capability in solar, doing solar opex as well for industrials looking to provide storage solutions based on solar as well. On the process side, across the value chain, we are one of the biggest players in managing process waste and converting it back into energy, whether it be in the paper mill, in a food processing plant, variety of different applications. So a whole host of applications, the discussions with the customers, especially currently where coal prices are high, so people are looking for energy efficiency. The whole climate change is a big discussion point at every board. So the discussions with Thermax around how do you manage climate change, how do you manage this transition, makes it for some very, very interesting discussions.
So Ashish, just to press that point further, because this is such a top of mind issue right now, and as you said, clean energy, clean water, clean air, and you're in all three areas. In terms of top line opportunity, could the next, say, 2 to 3 years lead to growth rates which are significantly higher than the normal course, than the past, let's say, decade or so? And what's the kind of CAGR top line that you would aim for, at least, if this indeed is such a big opportunity?
I think we're not aiming for any particular CAGR, but we know within the company we need to move very fast to take advantage of the world that's coming. And I don't think that's a choice. That is, the world's moving out there anyway, and we have to get in line with what the world will need in terms of its energy needs going forward. To us, I think it's more than just looking at growth rates. It's everything. It's the purpose of the company itself. And so it's very, very, very fundamental. The growth rates themselves depend on not just the energy moves, the larger industry. And I think the last year itself is a good example of that. We went through COVID. We went through some really tough times. came back out of it somewhat strong. But now it does feel like we have found an additional gear. And we have we are at a pace which is better than where we were pre-COVID. I think that's the best we can look at. But from a strategic, from a direction perspective, our focus on clean energy, that is fundamental to the company itself.
Okay, all right. Well, all the best. Ashish, thanks a lot for joining us. Mehraboon, a quick comment. I mean, there is a clear transition that's happening in Thermax. I mean, a move to clean energy. Is this a stock that you would buy for the longer term?
I think, as I said earlier, I think quite positive on the overall capital goods space. I do believe that capital expenditure is going to pick up going ahead. We also understand what the government's focus is. Clean energy could be definitely an important stream for Thermax going ahead. I think as far as the numbers which were recently around for Thermax, there was no complaints except that the margins have started coming under pressure. Management has been quite candid now to state that the margins could remain under pressure. The raw material cost doesn't come down. But on the whole, positive because the inflows are good. Now coming back to the stock of Thermax, I think at 1650, I think I would give it a valuation of around 30 times already on on 2024 earnings. Because I have been tracking Thermax for quite some years. Earnings should be around 50-55 rupees, if my estimate is right, for 2024 at 1650, 30 times in the present market scenario. The people are becoming a little bit edgy here and there. I think I would not go ahead and buy the stock at the present level, while on the whole remaining positive on Thermax as well as the capital goods space. As I mentioned earlier, the market has recognized stocks like Thermax. Valuations are expensive, and if they shed some weight, possibly this would be a stock worth looking into.
All right, got that. By the way, the pre-open's very quiet. Nifty's up just 33 points. But